This week on Pure Brews America, Shannon goes where no beer TV show host has gone before.
I feel like I need to get these clean.
Plus, we get the stamp of approval from Congress.
It's passion in a bottle for a lot of people, and it's really cool to see that happen, and just a sort of a new artistic expression here in Michigan.
I'm Shannon Long, and I'm stuck in a mash tun at Roak Brewing Company, and this is Pure Brews America.
All across America, the craft beer industry is exploding. I'm Ryan Terpstra, professional beer lover.
And I'm Shannon Long, founder and CEO of Brew Export.
Let us be your tour guides behind the scenes, where we will meet the key players and the beer makers and learn how they turn their dreams into reality.
We'll be traveling across the state to introduce you to some of Michigan's best beers.
It's a craft beer revolution on Pure Brews America.
So it's sort of like a well-kept secret in a neighborhood bar setting.
I think it's cool. It's really cool to see it come alive as a new business in the area.
You know that you can come on in and get any flavor profile, any style you want, any kind of beer you can think of, and some you can't even think of because these guys are so creative.
This is a destination. People should come here. This is a great brewery, making really good beer.
People have been coming to Roak in droves, even though they have only been open since 2015.
The excitement when people say, I just discovered this place, or it's an up-and-coming brewery, or I've never heard of this place, and they're already making, fantastic beers.
Everything we do is to try to brew the best possible beer we can brew. We haven't spared a dime on equipment. We don't spare a dime on ingredients. We encourage our brewers to seek out the best and only the best when it comes to ingredients.
We're so new that a lot of people are just going crazy over it, so the buzz is building.
Because we want to give ourselves a shot at making a great beer. I'm not saying we make great beer, but we want to try. And that's our goal, is to make the best possible beer we can make.
Once we get a year under our belt and the word finally gets out that we are producing some of the better beers in Michigan right now.
Roak is a young brewery, but they feature plenty of experience, including their head brewer, Brandon McLaren, who worked at Mountain Town, New Holland, and Founders before coming to Roak to make some fantastic beer.
And I have a question for you. Okay, you don't look like your average brewer. You don't have a beard. You're kind of clean cut. Yeah, I respect that. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. But what's up? You don't have a beard. Tell me why.
I let it go every once in a while. We'll do no shave November, but
just in November.
My wife Dana, she's not a huge fan of the beard. Otherwise, I might let it go a little bit more.
Wife. That's what it is.
You go to the Craft Brewers Conference and everyone has their big beards. It's like, who has the biggest beard?
I'm gonna have a bigger beard than you soon. So people who haven't had Roak beer, haven't been to your tap room, what do you want them to know about your beer?
I want them to know, we're trying to make a really good product. Our team, we're putting together, making some really good beer. We want to do some fun stuff. We want to try different things out. Sharing it with people, making it, watching people enjoy your product and being excited about it. It's really awesome. We want to push the limits and make some aggressively brewed beers, whether it's using lots of hops and stuff, but still have those beers be drinkable and tasty, and you're going to want, more than one.
On the note of brewing aggressively, I heard you guys need some help from an aggressive person.
Absolutely, yeah. We're always looking need things done. Today we're going to be shoveling out the last bit of grain out of the mash tun here. So you.
And I have to get in there.
You do? Yeah. You ready? Ready to do this?
Here we go. Here we go. All right, so what do you have me doing today?
So we got most of the grain out of there. There's a small layer of the rest of the grain. So we want to shovel it to the hole in the back of the vessel.
There's a hole back here?
Yep, that's our spent grain, outlet.
Oh, I got it. I found the hole. This is the mash tun.
Yep.
And what part of the brewing process is this?
So this is the start of the process. We mash into this vessel with the grain. We mix it with hot water, you create your mash. And then we give our spent grain to a local farmer that uses it for feed.
Oh, so like a cow or a chicken or something like that?
Yep.
Or my brother, maybe? I missed this spot. We gotta go back. Reverse. Into the hole.
Yeah, as brewers, you pretty much spend more time cleaning than you do actually brewing.
These big reeks. Luckily, I don't think anyone out there hates me too much. But do you guys like lock this when you send people in?
Absolutely, yeah, you have to lock out, yep.
I know, that was probably a question I should have asked before I got in here. Oh my God. Does my hair look pretty?
Looks good.
Or step 2 of the cleaning process. Ah! Oh yeah.
Spraying the grain towards
the hole.
Yep.
Oh boy. We're fine.
Nice job.
It's still not as done as I'd liked it to be, but it was fun. Anyone who wants to be a brewer, think of all of the cleaning and the not beautiful parts that come with it.
Yeah.
Props to you on your job, man. You're making killer beer,
Yep.
keeping things clean. All right.
And now to relax after your hard work, you can go in the tap room and
Go and get a beer.
You don't have to tell us twice, and Roak's Tap Room is unlike any other that we've seen on this show.
I'm passionate for beer, but also love music, and so we jam out the classic rock pretty loud in there, and we have a lot of fun. And I think that in the decor, that reflects that kind of opulent, fun image that we got going on in there.
What's also fun is the wide array of beers that you can try.
So then, Livewire, that's our lead beer right now. That and Devil Dog are the 2 beers that we can't make fast enough. Livewire is it's an IPA, and I think it's just a delicious beer. So the next beer, Devil Dog, that's our oatmeal stout, 8.5%. We push the level of alcohol for an oatmeal stout, but we like it that way. We like it, we think that we brew our beers aggressively. At least that's what our motto is.
I like aggressive.
And this beer, I think, is delicious. It's got some wonderful flavors. There's a great cause. We give back to the VA hospitals a portion of the proceeds, not only in the tap room but outside the tap room. So it's something that we're proud of and happy to be able to give back via this beer.
This is the Higher Ground, which is the coffee stout. Delicious. And the Below Your Face Out IPA, if you haven't had that, you should come and try it. It's really, really good.
There's an IPA on the menu right now called
Blow your face out. Yes.
Yeah.
we gotta get a sample of that because I need you to try that. Do you like that kind of beer?
I love that kind of beer. That's totally my
Do you want to get your face blown off?
Blow my face off, please.
Coming up with all these stupid names like this.
Oh my God. It's really good.
It is.
It's really good.
Roak not only has the support of the people, but the local government as well.
And the place is just a home run. I mean, it's busy all the time. They have some really good beer. Such an asset to the community.
We had a great time visiting with everyone at Roak, and since it's an election year, we figured we need an endorsement.
I'm Jim Ellison, the mayor of the city of Royal Oak, Michigan, and I wholeheartedly approve this episode of PBA. Cheers!
It's summer, so why not cool down with the guys from Hopcat and some beer ice cream?
Plus, all that delicious craft brew doesn't just appear on the shelves. We go on a journey with Westside Beer next on Pure Brews America.
At Lawrence Technological University, you'll go way beyond the books. Professors with real-world experience deliver hands-on instruction in small classes, helping students land co-ops, internships, and research projects. By graduation, 80% of LTU students have jobs or plans to pursue master's degrees. And most Lawrence Tech grads earn more than their peers. So if you're ready to embrace your possibilities, we want you at LTU.
Why are you all here? To learn, right? So you can get a good job, so you're not working for peanuts. Well, what if I told you that peanuts can work for you? While you guys are busy napping, peanuts are delivering 7 grams of protein and 6 essential nutrients right to your mouth. You ever seen a peanut take a day off? No. Peanuts don't even get casual khaki Fridays. Because peanuts take their job seriously. So unless you want a life of skimming Wi-Fi off the neighbors, you'll harness the hard-working power of the peanut.
At Roak Brewing, we have a burning passion to bring you the best beers, including Livewire, a classic American IPA that is shockingly refreshing. Powerboat, our Belgian wheat beer with summer zest. Mean Street, an American amber that is clean as it is mean. And Devil Dog, our oatmeal stout brewed in honor of our nation's veterans. Roak Brewing Company, aggressively brewed in Royal Oak, Michigan. Roak On.
This is The Middle, a place where somehow common sense just seems a little more common. Where people come together, look each other in the eye, and get to work. Our hands may be calloused or sometimes sore, but we raise them quickly and lend them easily. Because this is the heart of the heartland. This is Michigan, and we're big believers in more. Like we can always do a little more, give a little more, love a little more, and find ways for our families to have a little more. We were born and raised here, and for 80 years now, we've made it our business to do whatever we can to help people have and do a little more.
What is Meyer Beer Frontier?
The Beer Frontier is your online home for discovering and exploring Michigan's best breweries and beers. The Beer Frontier connects you to what's brewing near you. Visit the Beer Frontier website for a listing of different events and festivals in your area and around the Midwest.
Tell me about the time you maybe first saw your grapefruit IPA or one of your other beers on a Meyer store shelf.
It was actually with my mom, and it was she was like trying to take pictures of me with the beer. And so because it's a store, grew up around here. Like I said, the brewery opened up literally almost in the backyard, and going to the local Meyer store, we've gone our entire life. And having my mom go, "Oh my God, that's your beer. You make that beer. Just stand in front of it, take a picture of you." I'm like, "Mom, come on."
Doing like the prop.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, "Come on, let's go."
There's people like Meyer stores who have just been incredibly kind to us and giving us an opportunity. They've really been a drive behind the craft beer growth in the state of Michigan. We feel fortunate. We're a new brewery, but these customers out there have given us an opportunity, so we're very thankful for that.
Meyer's been hugely supportive of us coming to cans. Their team comes in here quite often. So they're huge supporters of Perrin. So we would not be where we are today if it wasn't for our friends at Meyer, no doubt about it.
Find out what's brewing around town and across the country. Let us be your guide along the Meyer Beer Frontier. On Pure Brews America, we've taken you inside Michigan's best breweries, so we thought we'd show you what happens to that beer once it's been bottled.
One thing a lot of people don't know is that each state is responsible for their own liquor rules. So Michigan's different than Indiana and Illinois and Ohio. So everywhere you go is a little bit different.
After Prohibition was repealed in 1933, the government placed strict regulations on the alcoholic beverage industry with the introduction of the three-tier system.
The three-tier system is basically made up of the supplier, which would be your brewer partner, middle tier would be your wholesaler, and then the third tier is all the retailers. Retailers, starting at the bottom, it's all of the on-premise, off-premise, grocery stores, restaurants, bars, everything that you see has to be serviced by a wholesaler.
And so we want to be that consultant to a store that, is coming in here that doesn't understand how that flow works and, providing them the support that they need to help them, so.
Michigan's largest beer wholesaler is Westside Beer, which began operations all the way back in 1933. Today they have 4 offices, employ over 400 employees, and distribute 40 breweries to nearly 4,000 stores.
Partnership is a key word. It's brewery partners and retail partners. And we work hand in hand, day in, day out with our retailers to find out what their needs and wants are.
And what consumers increasingly want is more locally made craft beer.
Who would have thought 15 years ago that news stories, when you're watching your local news, talks about another brewery opening up or a brew pub or a new beer or a new style. That's what's really exciting for us as a beer distributor, is that we're part of that. So, to watch it from where it was to where it is today is an amazing to see.
Every partner we have has a story, a unique story, and that's what's so interesting for everyone about the craft beer. And it's up to us to teach that story to our sales reps and delivery people so they can in turn tell that story to our customers. I think that's the most important part of selling the craft beer, is the story and the passion behind it.
Westside Brew University basically is a curriculum that we have that's a year-long and ongoing and ever-evolving, just like beer, where we have expectations for our sales team to do readings, to go to events, to conduct events, to assist wherever they can assist, to learn the different channels of what makes the beer industry great and ever-evolving.
Part of that evolution is just keeping up with all of the amazing new Michigan craft beer being introduced to the market.
From a wholesaler standpoint, it's a lot more SKU proliferation, so we're handling a lot more SKUs. We're up to about 1,700 to 1,800 in each of our locations. And with all that, I think it's actually fun to have all the different stories and brands.
There's no one day the same. Every day is different, and every day you learn something. And the beer business is exciting. Obviously, it's electric, and it's always evolving.
We're not selling blood or brain serum, we're selling beer, and we should have fun doing it.
For additional info about Westside Beer, visit our website, purebrewsamerica.com.
Well, I just wanted to make beer dinners important to the culture.
We've been doing those from the beginning. It's just, again, something that I thought would be fun to do.
Most of the time, we're just looking for a brewery that we like, we have a friendly partnership with.
Right now, we're having, 8 beer dinners a month, and there are 8 people creating these great things.
We have some pretty awesome chefs that are in the house,
and they're working with 8 different breweries.
So it's not really about money, it's just fun to do those. I love those beer dinners.
We're gonna put our focus on ice cream with beer. Today I used the Big Imperial Stout for this ice cream, and I chose it because of its big, bold, roasty flavor.
Beer doesn't freeze very well. The water in the beer freezes, but the beer doesn't freeze. So we're gonna remove the water.
So you're gonna wanna take the egg yolks and the vanilla and start mixing them and start creaming your sugar with the egg. You should be able to mix that in well, and it should turn into kind of a gooey yellow color. Now that the beer is nice and reduced, we're gonna take about half heavy cream and half and half cream. Your whole goal here is to get this cream hot enough to cook the eggs and create a custard. So from there, we're going to want to take our hot cream and slowly introduce it so we don't make scrambled eggs. Then we're going to take this and let it cool down to refrigerator temperature.
All right, so you probably don't have one of these lying around at home. You can go to Meijer and get one of these. It'll be a much smaller version. It'll probably be hand operated. So we're just gonna let this go and chill down a little bit, and it will turn into ice cream. So this is how you make ice cream with beer. Cheers.
Cheers, Gary.
Coming up next, why am I doing this?
We head to a place that has some strict rules and no rules. It's Perrin Brewing Company when Pure Brews America returns.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Classic. Here we are, big fella. Come get it, big guy.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Lawrence Technological University, and we don't want just anyone.
We want the brainiacs, visionaries, geniuses, and game changers. We want the students who will change the world through technology, science, business, and design.
So if you're ready to explore your possibilities,
we want you at LTU.
Lawrence Tech. Possible is everything.
Snap Camp is Metro Detroit's original Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer, and we're still making the best deals every day. During the Drive and Discover event, lease a Ram Crew Cab 4x4 as low as $217 a month, or a Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for just $259. Celebrating 25 years of giving customers a superior buying experience. That's Snap Camp on Telegraph Road in Redford.
Snap Camp, Metro Detroit's original. Snap Camp, Snap Camp.
All right, for our next brewery, we are just north of Grand Rapids at Perrin Brewing. And Shannon, I feel like they got some pretty cool stuff for us to do today.
And I hear they have no rules. That's what I'm interested in.
Works for us. Let's go check it out.
I think they reach out to beer drinkers of all different palates. You don't have to be a crafty beer drinker to enjoy their beer.
It's easy to take a non-craft beer drinker too. You can bring them here to have beer, you can have food. You're not going to have to feel pretentious about bringing somebody in. Yeah, it's easy going.
I love the decor, the industrial look of it. It was like just openness and lots of variety in the beer. It was just a good place to come.
I'm from Grand Rapids, and I love coming out to Perrin. It's in a different spot. We get to see a different area of town. Their beer is just unique. There's a ton of craft beer around here, but they do it really well.
Grand Rapids is known as Beer City, USA, and a lot of people are trying to gain entry into that scene. Perrin president Keith Klopsick was already involved, but his path included a different turn.
Well, I was a distributor for years. My father had started a distributorship, Westside Beer, and for years we were importers as well. So I'd have always, liked bigger beers, bigger bodies, different styles versus just your basic American lagers.
The story I heard is you decided to retire a little bit. That didn't work out too well for you. Maybe someone that didn't want to sit still for very long?
3 days. Lasted 3 days.
That's pretty good. I mean, 72 hours.
Yeah, so what happened was I decided to sell my 50% of Westside to my brother. And when I did that, the owner of Perrin called me, because we were their distributor, and said, I understand you're selling Westside. And I said, yeah. And he said, would you like to buy the brewery? And I was like, man, call me back in 6 months or whatever, but I knew I wanted to.
Keith ended up pulling the trigger on Perrin, and in fact, he formed a holding company with Oscar Blues Brewery in Colorado and Cigar City Brewing in Florida. And soon after that, the guys at Perrin got together and brewed one of the best beers in the world.
It's a knockoff of the Big Lebowski, where John Goodman screams, this isn't Vietnam, there's rules. Well, the guys were having a tough day in the brewery one day, and one of the guys yelled, there's no rules around here, and they kind of took it from that and made they created a style. It's a Vietnamese porter, and technically before No Rules was made, that wasn't even a style.
I don't think, we expected quite exactly what happened. It was one of those projects we knew were special because of the way the brewers felt about it. So when we were coming up with the process, it just kind of created itself. It was like, hey, let's do it this way, let's add this, and everybody was super excited. And I think when you see the entire team as excited as they were, it's going to be something special.
Won Best Beer new release in the world in 2015 from Rate Beer, and then Draft Magazine rated it the best winter release of 2015 as well. So we got a lot of kudos for that. And then we had the No Rules Boondoggle here when we had a release, and we sold out in an hour and a half. Then out in the trade, sold out in a day. So it's a lot of fun.
Probably my heart is with No Rules, which isn't really a go-to. It only comes out annually. So
were you in the line waiting for it?
Yeah, it was early. Watched the sun come up over the building, and just wound up with a couple hundred people here.
Wow.
Got our beer, and had a good time.
One thing we kept hearing at Perrin is how clean the beer tasted, and there's a reason for that, as this brewery is dedicated to consistency in every batch.
I would say my favorite part of brewing is just the blend of art and science. You know what I mean? Obviously I'm doing a lot of science in here, but when it comes to recipe formulation and just dreaming up all these ideas, it's really artistic. You know, like when it comes to making sour beers, it's more like making wine than it is making beer almost, and you really have to have that art. So what I always say is I just love that blend of both of those worlds. Not many other jobs you would have that opportunity to have such a cool profession.
And cleanliness and consistency are one and the same when it comes to beer. We do have really strong beer that has a long lingering aftertaste. We do have crazy funky barrel-aged beer, but it's all consistent and it's all done intelligently by these guys that have decades of experience. I feel proud when I'm pouring these beers for people.
The majority of Perrin's beer comes in cans, which means they need a pretty quick and effective canning line and packaging program. And because this is America and everything needs to be a competition, Shannon and I grabbed some Grapefruit IPA and faced off in the Perrin 12-Pack Challenge.
I totally smoked Ryan.
Hey, but what about that straggler? It's a technicality, but I will take the win.
I call shenanigans. Plus, how can the real winner not be the girl who left a beer for herself?
So we did not set out to have a politically themed show this week, but while we were filming, here comes U.S. Congressman Bill Huizenga rolling up with some friends from Washington, D.C. to show them what the Michigan craft beer scene has to offer.
They have been thoroughly enjoying themselves, been very, very impressed with the high level of craftsmanship in the beer and in the food, and it's really been a neat experience. So we're hoping that there's going to be a greater spread of the through word of mouth of what craft beer here in Michigan is all about.
Lots of growth in this industry. You've really seen it, having been involved with this state. What's been one of your favorite things to see come out of this?
You know, I think what it is the entrepreneurship. Really seeing someone who's got a passion and saying, you know what, I'm gonna go do this. And when I was in the state legislature here in Michigan, that was one of my goals, was try and lower those barriers of entry. And it's really cool to see that happen, and just a sort of a new artistic expression here in Michigan.
Bill Huizenga, let's go get yourself a drink, sir.
You got it, you got it.
Hey Keith, thanks for a great day at Perrin Brewing Company today.
Oh, it's been great. Appreciate you guys coming out, and why don't we finish it off with a Perrin Black?
Sounds good to me. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Right on.
Yeah.
On the next episode of Pure Brews, we get a taste of life on the farm.
And then it's party time.
We visit Greenbush and Shorts next time on Pure Brews America.